everyone, I'm Lynn, and today I'm going to talk about Sasquatch. So before I get started, please go ahead and hit the like button. Really helps me out. I know that I ask every time, but it really does. It helps me get viewed a little bit higher on the YouTube ranking, fighting through the censorship and other platforms that you may see this video on. It does really help, and it's helping me grow my community, which I'm trying really hard to do. So having said that, I will quit talking about hitting the like button, even though please go in and hit the like button. Okay, so the question, this is about Sasquatch. So, and this is a really cool question. And they're called Nantiinaq, is given a name to an alleged group of Sasquatch that is believed to be responsible for the 1949 abandonment of the entire canning and fishing village of Port Chatham or Port Lock, located in the Kenai Peninsula of Alaska. So in Alaska, this town gets abandoned. They want to blame it on these Sasquatch that are up there. Up until that time, many testimonials of unexplained deaths and disappearances were shared through stories that would circulate about mutated bodies that were swept down into the lagoon, torn and dismembered in a way that bears could not or would not even be able to do. Sources state that upwards to a few dozen members of the community, mostly of those that had gone into the hills to hunt, had gone missing throughout the years leading up to 1949, and as many more people moved out, those that remained finally followed suit by 1950. So by 1950, the town is basically abandoned. So this person wanted me to look into two scenarios and share whatever I was able to perceive on them. So the first scenario, number one, missing persons. This man named Simon, a Port Graham elder, recalls that a disappearance of a gold miner went missing after returning to his dig site. He went up there one time and he never came back, and no one ever found any sign of him. They want to know about that. The second thing they want to know about was the haunting of Port Lock. Can you tune into what has been described as a spirit of a woman with a white face dressed in a draping black clothes that would come out of the cliffs, and then she would disappear if she was approached? Was Port Chatham truly being terrorized by the Nantiinaq, or was it simply a fishing and mining industry that succumbed to the changing of times? If these stories surrounding the Nantiinaq are in fact true, then why are they so aggressive and hostile towards humans? I believe I know the answer, but I'm interested in your insights on the matter. So, is this town plagued with Sasquatch? What is going on here? Just this whole mystery all the way around. I wanted to have a look at this. Bigfoot's always been a fun topic of mine to look into. I'm fascinated by them. Sometimes called Sasquatch, abominable snowman. You put the name to it, but it's basically the same being, just in a different geographic location. So, thinking about the Sasquatch here. Does it exist in that part of the world? I get that he or she can be found in most any wooded or remote area that hasn't been overtaken by city life. They like the nature. They want to be in the trees and surrounded by just a very natural landscape. They thrive on the nature, and they have a very endearing relationship with Mother Gaia. They feel protective of her, and their interdimensional ability allows them to frequent into the 3D world while still being able to toggle back to the safe haven of the 4D, so they can go back and forth. Sas or Sasquatch or Bigfoot, whatever you want to call him, doesn't like to be brutal, but is desperately trying to make an example of humans that are being purposely destructive. By treating humans with the ruthlessness that the humans are treating the land and the animals on it, they hope to make the humans pause for a moment and think about what they're doing. This is basically a warning sign. They just want to say, stop what you are doing. They truly do, want to live in harmony with us, but they don't want to see us destroying the land. And they definitely don't want people hurting Mother Gaia. They have a very deep, intimate connection energetically with her. So back to the scenarios that were presented to me. In scenario one, I do get that Sasquatch is responsible for the disappearance of this miner, as well as many others in that area, leading up to that, around that, even afterwards, if people were lingering around. People were, in Sasquatch's eyes, destroying the land, and they were doing it for these tangible personal gains. This evokes just this fury inside them that is difficult to even understand, and Sasquatch felt that it needed to be stopped. And I get that Sasquatch can't understand how any destruction of nature is worth these gold mineral resources. All the stuff that people are gaining from destroying the land, it's like they cannot comprehend it, especially because they're higher dimensional beings. And when you're talking about 4D, 5D, all that, all this tangible stuff, it doesn't matter. None of it really matters. This is an illusion matrix that we're in, and all this stuff and marketing, capitalism, all this stuff, none of it's going to matter. So Bigfoot can't understand it. They just see land being destroyed and Mother Gaia being hurt. So they're trying to run to the defense of that. And in the second part of the question, I wanted to look at this haunting, this woman or feminine being that shows. And I get this being is highly integrated with Sasquatch. I sense that she is a manifestation or part of Mother Gaia overlooking what the humans are doing and what Sasquatch is doing in response. I understood this, that the humans are destroying the area and it's really disturbing to wildlife altogether, and she was trying to warn and ward off these people so they didn't have to endure the fate of Sasquatch. This was more of like a fear thing, like, you better get out of here because this guy, he's going to come in and he's going to stop you in your tracks. So she felt more like a warning, this ominous, like, get out of here, you don't belong here, quit doing what you're doing. It was like this foretelling and warning, and almost like a preservation, like heed her warning so you can save yourself. That's what that came through to me as. Very, very interesting story and interesting part of history. I have never heard of this, heard the, Sasquatch referred to in these terms, so I enjoyed it thoroughly. I'd be curious your thoughts. Please drop a comment below if you'd like to share any of your thoughts. If you've heard this story, maybe you know a different part of the story. So I will leave you with that. Please hop on over to the blog, especially if you're interested in a reading. If you would like to request your own blog request, that's how I got this one. Someone put through a special request. So by all means, check me out. I have a lot of different services I offer over at psychicfocus.blogspot.com. Take care. Have a great one. Bye.